Hello. I think it's working. All right. So, I had to exit out. I think I got it. I'm really bad at this. All right. So, I decided to do this spur of the moment Facebook Live video. I'm really just I typically have like a topic or something like that, but I just want to like jump in. I was listening to some stuff and I was like, dude, I'm gonna do this like right now. I don't need to sit down and make like content schedule about it or anything. And I'm really just here lifting right now. So I'm just here lifting right now, playing with my dog, and I started listening to all these podcasts. And I started listening to them. I mean, I listen to podcasts like all the time, but I started a little bit ago. And all these podcasts I was listening to today were just about technology. And I love technology. I'm on a phone right now talking to a bunch of people through Facebook Live. Like, I think it's amazing. I love technology. I'm not against technology. But, and the whole point of it, and if I get a little scattered, it's really just because I decided to do this like right now. Like, I have like no content. I'm really just talking off the top of my head. But I thought it was really, really interesting. It's something that I've thought about for a while. So like the podcast I was listening to was a lot about technology, and it talks about the future of technology and all that kind of stuff. And again, I'm not against technology at all. And I listen to stuff like that, and I read a lot like that, and I read a lot of biographies and autobiographies because I really think that it's important to understand the best in the world. I just read the Ronda Rousey autobiography. I listen to stuff like this. It's because I really think that if you can understand who the best in the world are and why they do what they do, it's pretty foundationally important because they're the best in the world for a reason, and you don't have to participate in that technology center or fighting like Ronda Rousey. But if you can understand what the best in the world do, it's pretty interesting, and you can kind of take those concepts and roll them over into you. So that's kind of why I listen to it. Why I listen to stuff like that or read stuff like that. But so anyways, so the whole point of technology, it was really talking about technology and where it's going to go in 20 years. And I was like, well, how is that applicable to fitness? Like, how is that applicable to the stuff that I do on a daily basis, and how does that apply? And I start hearing him give all these ideas and scenarios and kind of stuff like that. And one really good point that they made was they said, let's take Uber, for example. Uber doesn't really sell a product. They're really selling time is what they're doing. Uber, for example, and again, sorry if I'm a little scattered. I really just decided to do this. I'm talking off my head. So Uber, for example, sells time is really what they're doing. So they're saying, hey, I can get you from point A to point B faster. I can sell Uber Eats, for example, because you're going to get that food to your door faster. So they're selling you time. And the majority of our technology is based around time. It's around time and productivity, and saying I want to get from point A to point B faster, which is totally fine. I think if you can get from point A to point B faster, then why would you not do that? Like, if you can take a helicopter instead of a plane, you can rent a jet instead of flying Delta, whatever, do it. Like, I drive a Ferrari instead of a Toyota, get from point A to point B faster. That's totally fine. And I think it has its time and its place. So they start talking about it, and they say, all right, well, right now some things are smart. Some things are smart, like your phone is smart. Everybody thinks that's really cool, right? But they said we're moving in a direction where everything is going to be smart. And again, I'm totally not against that. Everything can be smart. So they said, all right, well, what about your belt? Like, right now, your belt's not smart. Your belt is just kind of there, right? So what if your phone communicated with your belt? And what if you walked up to a fast food restaurant and you go to check out at the fast food restaurant, and your phone is what you pay with, and the phone gets declined because it's talking to your belt, and it said, no, you can't order this. You have to order a salad based on your belt size. And thinking about it like that, and saying that everything is smart and everything's talking to each other, and I was like, well, wait a minute. If we're doing that, then that is the exact problem of what's going on as far as like fitness and health and just the current state of health and fitness in the world and in America and all that stuff. Because why would you be at a fast food restaurant? Why would you be wherever? And the whole point of really what I'm trying to say is that technology is consistently evolving, and I think that's extremely important. But with technology evolving, it's with the stimulus that we have to get from point A to point B faster. And it becomes this concept of time and productivity. And it becomes that I am really just buying time. I am buying technology to make me faster at what I want to do. I am upgrading my computer so I can get on the internet faster. And over time, what we think is fast now is going to be slow in 5 years or 10 years. And we're going to look back and laugh at how slow that used to be. But the one concept that won't ever change is the amount of work that you have to do physically to reach your physical goals. And as we start talking about fitness, one quote that I really, really like is that most people spend their health trying to acquire wealth, only to spend their wealth trying to save their health. So it's a Chinese proverb. And the whole point of it is that what I see as my biggest competition, like I titled in this video, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. It's not another gym. It's not another person. I don't feel like in the area that anybody is doing anything better than we are. I don't think that there's somebody that's just blowing us out of the water with what they do and we can't keep up. I don't think that at all. I think that the biggest thing that we run into as far as like trainers and gym owners and fitness is constantly battling technology and the thought that it puts in people's head. So what I mean by that is that, I don't know, some people buy a Fitbit to track their progress in hopes that tracking it makes them lose weight faster, where my opinion is look in the mirror naked. That's the only activity tracker you need. If you're unsatisfied with that, go do some more activity. You don't need a Fitbit telling you whether you were as active or not active enough today. And we'll do things like measure it on a treadmill or duration of time or whatever, rather than measuring it in brute work. And I think that's a big concept. When I look at StrongSide in general, I look at what is our biggest competition. And it's not this other gym that's doing something that we just can't do or produce, or I actually think we're the industry leader in what we do. And I think we're light years ahead of the majority of locations. And so I don't think that it's that. I think that it's this concept of time and productivity that a lot of people want to just steer to technology to make them better. If I track my workout, I am just better. If I use some type of tool that tells me that I did this much exercise, I got better. And what happens with that is I feel like that what we constantly battle ourselves with as trainers or coaches trying to train people to be healthier is that they want that instant gratification and they don't understand brute work. And they don't understand that that's not going away. So your brain, we talk a lot about how your brain and your body communicate separately with each other, and your brain understands that you're in here to work out, and your brain understands that you are trying to use technology or whatever to conceptually make you better, but your body's still in a very, very primal state, and it's just ready to do work. And if you don't give it that work, you're not going to yield the result that you want. And I see the more people, the biggest conversations that I have, the biggest combative arguments that I have to have are not defending fitness or the methodology against, hey, if you go somewhere else, you'll lose weight faster. It's the frustration of time. And it's the frustration of, like I talked about earlier in this video, that everything is trying to be smart and all this technology is trying to talk to each other. And now you can get in a car with Apple Music Amazon came out with that thing. I don't know the name of it, but you can talk to it. And as soon as you talk to it, like it really all started with on your phone, you could talk into your phone. It would predict your text by talking into it. That's pretty cool. But now we're actually getting a reaction out of it. We're saying now Amazon and a couple other places are inventing applications where you can talk into it and you get an outcome. So what is it? Is it Alex? I think it's Alex. That's her name. And she's in your house and you talk to her and you say, hey, Alex, order me a pizza. And a pizza shows up at your door. So you're getting that outcome from it. And I think that's fine in all other aspects of your life. But I don't think that's fine in your avenue of fitness. And I think that gets what most people don't understand. I think it's really important. So like I said, I was just kind of talking off the top of my head, but really my whole point of this, and because I was just listening to that podcast, my whole point of this is just don't forget brute work. As technology advances, don't rely on that technology to produce a fitness outcome. Never ever forget about the brute work that you're going to have to do. And think a lot about that Chinese proverb that I said, that most people spend their health trying to acquire wealth, only to spend their wealth trying to save their health, because none of that is going to get you as far as brute work. And the opportunity and time that you earn now through the brute work and through the training and through the struggle and embracing that to make you better is going to get you so much farther than any Fitbit or any tracking tool or any online application or any PDF program can get you. And if you ever feel like you didn't do enough activity, remember what I said a couple minutes ago. The only activity tracker you need is the mirror. Stand in front of the mirror naked, and if you're not happy with it, you need more activity. You don't need an activity tracker or your phone talking to your belt like that example that I gave earlier. All right? So just my 2 thoughts, just talking off the top of my head. A lot of people like these Facebook Live videos, so there's that. All right, I'm going to go lift now.